Good to see everybody. Thanks for having me here. My name is Devon Wright. I'm the founder and CEO of a company called Lumo. I put up there our statement. We're helping growers conserve life's most precious resources, time, money, and water. Water is really important. We all live off of it. And so let me unpack that a little bit. Water's running out in a way. We've hit peak water, I would like to say. We've all felt that over the last few years here in California. And the UN would say they feel it as well. They estimate that we'll have about a 40% shortfall in freshwater resources over the next 30 years. And that's because our climate is changing and our populations continue to grow. And the reason we focus so much on growers here at Lumo is it turns out that those growers are the ones who use most of our fresh water. They use about 85% of our freshwater withdrawals here in California, about 70% globally. So if we ever want to fill a demand-supply gap of about 40% over the next few years, we're going to have to help growers become more efficient with the water that they use. And so that's what Lumo is. Think of it as the nest for irrigation. The way I'll kind of explain it is, right now, you see what's on the screen. This is the technology available to growers when it comes to managing water. That thing there that looks like a sauna and a calculator had a baby, that's an irrigation controller. That's what's available to them to control water. Barely connects to the internet. It's a terrible user interface. It's extremely expensive. The thing there that's red, that's a flow meter. That's cutting edge technology to try to figure out how much water they've used. As you can see, it's an analog clock with a wire that comes out the side that is or is not connected to a USB key, that is not connected to the cloud. So we have huge amounts of improvement for the group of people that use 85% of our freshwater withdrawals. And that's what Lumo is. We're trying to build out smart valves that are IoT enabled. They bring the best of our software capabilities. They bring the best of IoT, and they bring it to the field so that our growers can not only manage their water more effectively, but they can measure it and start to optimize it over time. So I'll tell you a little bit about the device. It's pretty great. This is a valve, smart valve. It replaces the valves that are out in the field. There are millions of valves in the field that are dumb valves, or like ball valves that you turn with your hand. They're typically managed by people driving around on ATVs, turning them on and off, wasting fuel, wasting time, wasting money, and wasting water. This valve replaces all that. It's not only a valve that can be controlled remotely, but it has built-in sensors, flow meters, pressure sensors, you name it, and it has some built-in brains, AI. So it can not only precisely allocate water, but it can also do things like detect leaks, detect breaks. The volumes of water that are going through these valves are about 100 gallons per minute. When a break happens in the field and someone doesn't know about it for 8 hours, it could be tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of gallons. We detect that every time. We can shut down the valve. We can send alerts. We can do things like that. It's very nice. We also are completely off the grid, so we have built-in lithium batteries and solar panels recharging this thing at all times, so we never need to be dependent on PG&E's grid to keep ourselves alive, which is increasingly a competitive advantage. We are software as a service, so we don't even really charge for the valve. We just help move everything to a software stream of income. It helps us fund a very strong support team, but it also helps us meet the growers' needs so they can pay us every year. As their cash flows come in, we get paid, so none of this expensive hardware up front. And then also, we really try to bring in simplicity of design and user experience. It's really important. Growers have a lot to do. They shouldn't be worried about IT and how to manage hardware, or et cetera, et cetera. We're really trying to level that up. So we're a great team, I think with great market fit. Estimated it's about a $4 billion market in the US just for valves and software subscriptions alone. From a team perspective, we're 3 founders. We all have exits, including my founder Henry, who built a company called Flow, which got sold to Moen. If any of you have it in your house, it's effectively a smart meter. All this probably sounds very familiar. We're taking what Flow did and really trying to bring it to the agricultural community. We've got a decent run on the product. We've raised $3.9 million in pre-seed funding, about halfway through it. But we've built out the product. We've launched the product. We're now installing live in vineyards and specialty crops here in California. And on that front, we've this is old, so 20 LOIs are now signed for over 200 valves, over 150 acres of total expansion opportunity, because I think the need's really big. You know, growers really want to do well by their water resources, and they know they need to get ahead of this, and the demand's been great. So working with Driscoll's and some of the largest vineyards here in America after the first 9 months of going to market. So we're pretty happy with that. I guess just to always do this, if there is any asks of the audience, it would be, if you know any good technology partners, either contract manufacturers or people who do very cheap cellular connectivity, let us know. And then of course customers. We live here in a wonderful agricultural community, so I'm sure many of you know very innovative vineyards or specialty crops that could be interested in a product like this. We'd love introductions. So thank you. I think I'm probably over time, and I appreciate you hearing me out. Thank you very much. And thank you, Zach, for putting this on. This has been an amazing, amazing time.